Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Celestial Oracle Codes. Take a deep breath because today's message feels different. This is not the energy of chasing money. This is not the energy of struggling harder. This is the energy of a shift. It's not the energy of trying to survive one more month. And it's not the energy of struggling harder. And what I keep hearing very clearly is money is about to move differently for you. Not necessarily because you suddenly become a millionaire overnight, but because a magical shift has happened in you. It's not because a magical solution falls from the sky, but because something deeper is changing. Your relationship with receiving is changing. And your relationship with worth is changing. Your relationship with opportunity is changing. And when those things change, money begins to move differently too. And that means that money is now changing. And since you transformed, the universe is restoring the balances for you. And you can clearly see here the balances are there, and one is being given here. And now you're about to be given. That's what is coming through. This is due to a past action that you took in the recent past toward your life purpose or just your desires, right? Something that fulfilled you in life or something that you felt like you needed to act upon, or it would be fleeting or gone if you didn't. So that is a confirmation for someone that that's going to pay off for you in the end as well. But one way or another, money is beginning to move differently too. So, as always, this is a collective reading. Take what resonates and lovingly leave what does not. Trust your own discernment above all else. This is spiritual guidance, not financial advice. The purpose of this message is not prediction, the purpose is alignment because money often follows energy long before it follows action. And many of you are entering a season where both are beginning to align. A season after betrayals. A season that made you come into knowing your worth and actually embodying a more masterful control over your work, your environment, your body, your reality, I'm hearing. And this is leading to a new beginning in a fulfilling way. So, for some of you, this is a new beginning in a relationship that will ultimately lead to a fundamental increase in your abundance and your overall wealth. So, this is legacy energy. And it's due to either a recent investment or some other action or a person that has come into your life that maybe you actually thought was a negative part of your life that turned out to be a positive part that has led to you being worth more money in literally. So that's for someone, and that is very specific. So that's not for everyone. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But one way or another, this is to help you align. So that's a confirmation if that is you, that this message is for you. But that doesn't have to be your story for this message to be yours too. So the first thing I feel is exhaustion, okay? Many of you have spent years carrying survival energy, right? Surviving through the betrayal, surviving through the things that cracked you open and made you have to transform, surviving through any inaction or indecisiveness that was causing all of this to be a unacquirable existence or reality. Something that you never got to experience was the universe really restoring the balance in your life, where the new beginnings could start in your emotional fulfillment, and you really knew your worth and your deservingness, and you could really display that kind of authority and ultimate self-authorship and self-sovereignty over your life, over your reality, over your own creations, and over the way that the universe showed up for you, right? And brought you emotional fulfillment and brought you the balance and the restoration of the increase in your financial situation. Interesting and beautiful. All right, so many of you have spent years carrying survival energy, and that's really what that is, right? And there's a shift that's happened. Always calculating, always worrying. That's what is coming out there. Always trying to stretch resources. Always wondering if there will be enough. Always preparing for the worst or the next problem. But for some of you, the worst. Always preparing for the worst. That's how you felt. But that's shifting. And there's a recalibration that's happening. And you're being called to let your attachment to old narratives go, right? Because something that you're building is coming into a new something that you're building is coming to a new level of abundance and completion. And also, it's going to bring a decision into your life, or you could have already made a decision that is leading to a new level of confidence within you, and also a new level of approaching your purpose, your desires, or just taking action in the physical world. So ultimately, where either you've made the decision in the past or you were indecisive about what you were doing after you went through some kind of transformation because of some betrayal that happened in your life, the universe is now restoring balance. That is bringing in a new flow of financial abundance and just financial status, right? And overall fulfillment, okay, worthiness, deservedness, and I keep hearing reality creation, and I keep not saying it, so I'm gonna say it this time. This is reality creation energy, okay? So you might be working with subliminals or affirmations, or you could be using self-hypnosis or any other methods where you're using mind force or mental capabilities mixed with emotional, okay, or body tech, right? Or yoga or qigong, deep meditation, breath work, pranayama, or you know what I mean? Any of those deep spiritual practices that lead to you having a deeper emotional fulfillment or a reset, okay? A new beginning in the way that you approach your emotionality, and also the way that you let things affect you emotionally, which is bringing in also Ace of Cups energy, a new beginning in something for you. Now, this doesn't have to technically manifest in your life like an Ace of Pentacles, right? This is something that can shift in your life, and this can be just within some of you, that leads to you having a more fulfilling vibration that ultimately gives you this abundant nature, this King of Pentacles energy that leads to your outward expression being that abundant nature that ultimately is formed from not only the universe, right? Restoring the balance in your world and increasing the flow of financial abundance in your life, but also something that you've been working for coming to completion and ensuring that a stable financial flow comes to you that is unknown to you as of yet. But there's something that you've been working on that's going to come to completion, whoever you are in this reading, okay? If you made it this far, there's something that you've been working on that's going to come into that is coming to completion in your life, or will come to completion. And when it does, it's going to yield financial reward that is stable and also unknown to you. Okay, so there's a decision that you made or that you either are going to have to make, but ultimately you need to be discerning but not indecisive, and make sure that you don't go back on what your choice is. Do not second guess yourself. Trust your intuition as well. Remember that this also represents, when this comes out like this, the Seven of Cups in reverse, it shows not only that the manifestation in your reality will be some choice that you either have made or are going to have to make, and that will require you to be discerning but decisive, and also not go back on whatever it is that you choose, but also that you already have the inner mastery over your emotions and your intuition to trust yourself to make the right decision that's best for you. And ultimately, don't let fantasy rule over fact. So this is also about making intuitive choices that are based on fact and not fantasy. So Spirit says that that version of you, that it did serve a purpose. The one that was always expecting something to go wrong, always preparing for the next problem, always wondering if there would be enough, always trying to stretch resources, always worrying, always calculating, but also who had been betrayed. So there's also another truth that Spirit says: it cannot come with you where you're going. You need to already understand that you're already on the way. You're already on the way. So it's got to be left behind, because abundance cannot fully arrive while survival is driving every decision. That's also this energy. Seven of Cups energy. It can't be that survival that, it's got to be a stable, worthy, and emotionally fulfilling decision that increases the universal flow of financial abundance in your life, okay? So, the old chapter was about endurance. Fair enough, right? The old chapter was about endurance. Okay? That's endurance. But the new chapter is about stewardship. This is stewardship. right? Literally, he's like stewarding money to the people. He's deciding, who deserves and who doesn't. She's over here and she's like stewarding the essence of her abundance and flow. And he's literally the king of abundance. Like, it's the king of pentacles. So, those are the stewards in this reading. And that's you, right? And so, something very important is happening. The collective is beginning to release financial fear. That's what that means. Not all at once, not perfectly, not noticeably. Some of you are realizing, right? You cannot fear money into staying. You can't panic your way into abundance. And you can't build stability from constant anxiety. And because of that realization, something is shifting, right? Something is shifting. Where you have attained that level of emotional mastery and the reset that it takes to trust your intuition and reach the level of knowing that you are deserving, worthy, capable, right? And ultimately the master over your own physical world. And also you are entitled, right, to the same kind of abundance and the same kind of opportunities and the same kind of emotional fulfillment that others have. Okay? So, something is shifting and opportunities are becoming more visible. Ideas are becoming clearer. Doors that once felt hidden are becoming apparent. They're beginning to appear. I'm hearing the Most High is not only changing your bank account, the Most High is changing the way you see possibility. The hidden block being removed, right? So let's talk about the hidden block being removed. For many of you, the block, right, was never money itself. The block was believing you had to struggle forever. The block was not knowing what choice to make. The block was believing that life had to remain difficult. The block was believing that receiving somehow made you selfish. The block was believing that peace had to be earned. The block was believing that financial stability belonged to other people. Yeah. Spirit says that story is ending. So the new story, because money is not meant to become your matter, right? Or your master. This shows that you're not meant to have problems in your financial world. That's what that equals. This shows that you're already embodying exactly what you need to make sure that that is your truth. Whatever came before, we don't even need to talk about it. Because at the end of the day, this is what is on the way, right? The financial flow from the universe due to whatever you've been doing or the overall thing that you've been working on, okay? And not only that, but the frequency, the nature of it, okay? The relationships that it's cultivated, the aspect of your life that it's changed, the overall vibration that you hold now, right? The way that you feel about yourself and approach the world, right? Your new feeling of worthiness and how you are manifesting yourself in your external reality, right? And how you feel internally is all creating this new sense of freedom. Confirmation received. Because, like I said, money's not meant to become your master. Money is meant to become a tool for freedom, a tool for service, a tool for creation, a tool for building a life that reflects your values. What money wants to teach you now This is powerful because I keep hearing money follows responsibility, right? This is very responsible energy as well, right? This is a very practical energy. This is thought out, methodic, strategic, abundant energy. That is also good natured and giving energy. That's what that is. Let's remember that first. Because ultimately, this is you. Right? You're the one who holds the balance and is the one who has the right to give and also to receive always. While you hold this vibration that you already hold and are building into whatever it is that you are about to complete or are working on, it's going to yield financial reward in your world and bring a new level of emotional fulfillment, like I said. So, this is powerful. Money follows responsibility. Yeah, I just keep hearing it's not punishment, not perfection, responsibility. The collective is being called to prepare for increase, to become a good steward, right? To become a good steward. What did I say? To think long term, just to build foundations and to organize. This is very organized, foundational, just very strong foundational, nurturing, building, okay, creative energy, structured energy, practical energy is this. Nine of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, right? And the Six of Pentacles. So, you're being called to become a good steward, to think long term, to build foundations, to organize, to simplify, to respect what they already have, right? That's what the collective needs to do right now. Because the blessing often arrives where there is room to receive it. And many of you are being guided to prepare that room now. That's what this is. This is great preparation energy. And this is also remembering the more you give, the more you receive. So I do feel movement, but it feels practical, right? Grounded, real. For some of you, this could be a new opportunity, a better job, a client, a business breakthrough, an unexpected resource, a debt reduction, maybe a new stream of income, one way or another, I can say, for many of you. A solution you had not previously considered for some as well. And for others, it's something even deeper. The nervous system finally learning that it's safe to receive. That's a huge part of this energy. That's this energy. I finally feel like I am entitled to, because I have the emotional mastery, physical mastery, right? A mastery over my financial world, mastery over my practical world, mastery over my body, mastery over my work, mastery over my reality creation, and how I manifest my desires in the world is this kind of energy. How I create things is this energy. And how methodical I am in the way that I accomplish my goals, how practical I accomplish things, and how I allow things to come to me because I know I'm worthy, right? This is infinitely worthy energy right here. And it shows that you allow the flow that the universe is trying to supply to come to you as well. So that's a huge recalibration for a lot of you, right? To hold that vibration where you actually know the more you give, yeah, you will receive. And you know what? You're always going to receive too. That's a part of that energy. So that's the nervous system finally learning that it's safe to receive. And that shift alone changes everything. Because once you stop operating from fear, you begin seeing possibilities that fear kept hidden. So Spirit says, stop measuring abundance only by what is currently in front of you. Look at who you are becoming. Look at the wisdom you've gained. Look at the skills you've developed. Look at the healing you've done. And look at the doors you are finally willing to walk through. Because some of the wealth entering your life is arriving first as wisdom. That's also that energy. This is very wise energy. The more I give, the more I receive. I am abundant. I'm worthy. I am the master of my reality, and I can create. And that the things I create will yield results is also that energy, right? I'm going to be emotionally fulfilled. I am confident. I show that I have willpower by my decisive actions and the way that things manifest in my world, in my life, right? It's emotionally fulfilling for me. And so that's a powerful energy that's coming through with this. And Spirit says, just stop measuring abundance only by what's currently in front of you. Look at who you're becoming. Look at the wisdom you've gained. Because some of the wealth entering your life is arriving, it's arriving in the knowledge of the things that you've done. It's arriving in the experiences that you've had where you actually had a deeper insight, right? Because if you're still in this reading, you're the type who actually thinks about their experiences deeper. You understand that experiences are lessons, spiritual lessons that you can take forward in your world and in your life and use as wisdom later in the world, right? So it is entering your life. First is wisdom. And wisdom often becomes wealth, right? And the Most High is preparing many of you not only to receive more, but to sustain more. And that is a very different blessing. So beautiful, 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 my beautiful soul. The message today is not money is coming. The message is deeper than that. The message is money is about to move differently for you because you're moving differently and you're thinking differently and you're valuing yourself, right? Valuing yourself differently. Evidently, right? You're thinking differently. You're preparing differently. And you're healing differently. You're trusting differently. And as that happens, the opportunities, resources, and blessings that match that energy begin finding their way toward you. And you start to feel like the increase is finally in your life and the balance has been restored. I'm telling you. So the season of survival is ending for many of you. And the season of stewardship is beginning. And the season of constant fear is giving way to a season of intentional creation. And that changes everything, right? This is intentional creation. Okay? So that's what this is giving way to. So the season of constant fear is giving way, right? The season of constant fear is giving way to the season of stewardship. So this is definitely intentional creation and stewardship. That's that energy, right? The King of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles alone is intentional creation. And that changes everything. So if this message resonated, comment, money moves through me with wisdom and purpose. And I love you. I honor you. I send you all my love, light, and my blessings. And I will see you in my next reading.